push it to next week. If not, maybe I can utilize on Sunday. If you guys are okay, maybe in the morning times only, not in the evenings. And tomorrow also we'll have the class in the morning, 9 o'clock as usual. So tomorrow, how many of you are okay maybe to start a little early? I'll go with one by one. Vamshi, are you okay to start in the morning?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Satya? I mean, I'm talking about like a early morning, like a 8 o'clock, like that.
Chaitanya, can we start from Sunday onwards? Tomorrow I have an interview schedule, so I have to start my day at 8 o'clock. So I won't be available for tomorrow. Apart from tomorrow, I'll be fine.
Okay, fine then. So, Janikram, how about you?
Yeah, okay, Satya.
Okay, Govind.
Yeah, I'm fine with that, sir, at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, Shirisha.
Yeah, Chaitanya, I'm okay with 8 o'clock.
Yeah, Vinutta.
Yeah, okay. No issues from my end.
Perfect. So we'll start early and we'll try to close it. Okay, so that you'll have your own day. And even Sunday also we'll try to do the same. Okay,
Yeah,
guys. Thank you. Now let me make as a
One
host.
more thing, Chaitanya. Hello. Govind here.
Yeah, Govind.
Yeah, I just upgraded my system. So I called him for the configuration to install that software.
Okay.
So he said by tomorrow afternoon he will do that.
Okay. That's okay.
And once it's done, I want to know from starting recap how to use the tool and all.
No, it's already been recorded, right? Even you can look into that recording also. Still, if you have any questions, definitely.
Okay, fine.
So if you are facing any issue, even after looking into the recording, right? Definitely we can help. And please subscribe to the channel. Okay. So it's not like I'm marketing about the channel, but like all the videos will be available over there. Whatever the class is happening, right? You need not to remember like where the things. Okay,
like
guys.
YouTube channel?
Yeah, YouTube channel.
Can you please share me the link? Because
Today,
today...
I'll yeah. And Vinutta, just share your email ID so that I can share the recordings and even the forms and everything.
Yeah, okay. I'll share in the group itself.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
And even Vamshi. So if you would like to continue, right? Maybe even you can share your contact number.
Yeah.
Are you in that WhatsApp group, Vamshi?
Yes.
Okay, then fine.
Yeah.
Okay. 24 minutes. Okay, Satya, can you share your screen now? You're a host now.
Yeah, sure.
Guys, just to recap while he's opening that. So we did discussed in the last class about the source qualifier. Okay. And we did discussed about like how to load the data by using a mapping. Okay. By from like a source flat file at the same time, like even by using a relational object. And I did ask you guys to load the data into two different kind of an sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, I asked you to bring the data from two different kind of systems into two different kind of tables. So that is like a dealership data into stage dealership and promotion data, which is a flat file into stage promotions. So that is what the ask from my end. So now let's review it, like how it's been happened. Okay. So after that, we will jump into the kind of next level of transformations. Okay. And even that is a kind of a crucial thing to understand, but don't worry. So if you guys didn't practice it, right, definitely it won't get connected to you. So please do practice. Okay, let me go to this thing. Yeah, where is your mapping? Where did you build this one, Satya? You gave a. Okay, can you give me a control?
Yeah, sure.
So what is the mapping name you're trying to?
I have given you the control. The dealership.
Okay, your voice is breaking up.
Your voice is breaking up. Yeah, that one I have already come. Now it's good. Hello.
Yeah, your voice is breaking up, but now it's okay.
Yeah, that one I already completed.
Satya, your voice is completely breaking up.
Hello.
Yeah, that's okay, Satya. Maybe, yeah, I can take from here. So last lab, right, we discussed
Yes,
about like loading the data in the same mapping. Okay, so into the stage dealership at the same time.
మనం చేసింది ఇది.
Guys, please be in the mute. Okay, stage dealership at the same time, like you have to load the data into stage promotions, right? So that is a kind of a lab what we supposed to do. Maybe like everyone need to do in your personal missions. So I don't know like how many of you are having a personal missions by now, except Govind. Govind confirmed that he's not yet done, right? So please try to practice this lab. So here what I'm asking is get the data from dealership to stage dealership in the same mapping, get the data from another file. Okay, so Satya, like do you have that PowerPoint presentation, like where it will explain like what exactly need to load?
Hello.
Yes, Satya.
Hello. No, that
Is a problem from my end, or like are everyone facing the same problem with Satya? I mean, his voice is breaking up.
Problem is from Satya's end only.
Satya is very I mean, it's not even like understandable whatever you're talking. It's completely breaking up. Or, oh, I think you connected to. So you don't have Wi-Fi?
No, Chaitanya, that is the reason why
That's okay.
facing this problem.
That's okay. I'll do one thing. Maybe can you give the control back? Okay. Maybe I'll continue with my thing, my class, and then like maybe by end of this class we'll see.
Okay, Chaitanya.
So let me take back the control. Can you release that? Give it back? Or that's okay. I can take it. Okay, guys. So this is what we are discussing, and the guys who just joined, right? Like maybe Vinuta, what we are trying to do is we are trying to load the data by using Informatica Power Center. Informatica Power Center is in a tool where you will perform like a data integration. Okay. In this example, what we are trying to do is we are trying to load the data from different kind of sources into staging area. In data warehousing, right? Whenever you are loading the data into data warehouse, okay. So what we will do is we directly will not jump onto the data warehouse. First, we will load the data into staging area, and from there we will load the data into data warehousing. Again, in the data warehousing, we do have like a dimensions and facts. Okay, so what we did was like we try to build our models. Okay, the reason is we are trying to build a small data warehouse. Maybe you can call it as a data mart. Okay, for that we built all these tables. Okay, I gave the DDLs to everyone, and even they build their the corresponding tables and the corresponding schemas as well. That part is done now. Maybe what I can do is like maybe we can connect maybe for a few minutes. Okay, maybe even Govind also having some issues, right? So maybe tomorrow, or like once Govind system is ready and your system is ready, maybe I can give like kind of a heads up how to do that part. Okay, so now for this scenario yesterday, whatever I gave, right? So here what we are trying to do is like we are trying to bring the dealership data into stage underscore dealership. In the same mapping, I am trying to bring promotions data, okay, which is like a flat file, into stage underscore promotions table. Ultimately, the goal of this mapping is in the same mapping, whatever I observed in the Satya's mapping is he's doing only dealership data in one mapping. But what he's supposed to do is he's supposed to do the dealership data into stage dealership, and in the next flow within the same mapping, he has to build promotion data into stage underscore promotions. So that is what missing, Satya. So you supposed to add the same promotion data into stage promotions. I do understand there is some problem with this file, okay, but like maybe once your system is okay, then I'll come back to this thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Now,
Chair.
yeah, even now it's breaking up, but that's okay. Now, the next transformation is expression. Guys, till now we learned only one transformation, that is source qualifier transformation, and there are like so many transformations like source qualifier. Okay, so and not just like in a source qualifier, but like a kind of in a category. So source qualifier transformation comes in what group? Is it an active or passive? Source qualifier transformation is an active transformation.
Active.
The reason is, so there are two categories, right? Like one is active group and other one is a passive group. Active means what? If I'm passing maybe X records, okay? For example, the outcome of the transformation, okay? For example, I'm passing a N records to a transformation. Then if I'm getting either less than or greater than of this N, automatically the transformation is called active transformation, because it's having a capacity or capability of reducing the records or increasing the records. Okay, that's the reason it's active. Passive means what? The number of the records will not change. If you are passing 50 records, maybe I'll do some kind of a makeup to that record and I'll send it out. That's it. I'm not increasing nor like a decreasing. That kind of a transformation is called passive transformation, and the best example for that one is a expression transformation. Okay, so in this chapter, what we are going to learn is like expression transformations, filter transformations, and file lists and workflow scheduler. Maybe workflow scheduler is not kind of a thing for this designer, but like we'll try to focus on these transformations and file list concepts. Now, as I mentioned earlier, right? So expression transformation is a passive transformation. The reason is expression transformation is used to perform row level operations. I don't know how many of you remember in the mathematics, we used to do something like, so maybe step by step you used to do. If someone asks like find out the sum of A comma B. So what we used to do, A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. Maybe we used to write like a steps, okay? Then sum of A comma B is equal to, I'm assuming is X, okay? Instead of write like everywhere sum of A comma B, right? I'll put like an X. X is equal to A plus B. A in the place of A, I'll put 10. In the place of B, I'll put 20. This is what like I remember in my school age. But like, see, ultimately here also, why I'm using that X? Because instead of writing everywhere the sum comma A comma B, this is a big thing, right? I am assigning that sum comma A comma to a variable that is called X. Okay, that X wherever I need to use, right? So even if I am multiplying the sum of A comma B into maybe sum of X comma Y, then what I will do, instead of writing sum of A comma B, I'll write X into sum of X comma Z. Okay, so this is a kind of a pattern even you can use in the Informatica by using a expression transformation variable ports. Okay, maybe I'll come back to this thing, but for now, try to understand what exactly I'm doing is, if a record is coming, I'm trying to perform some kind of an operation. Maybe the example, whatever I mentioned also, a example only, like, so maybe you have to do some kind of a calculation. I'm doing in a kind of a, maybe a temporary variable. I'm assigning it to the next port, or maybe to the next value. Okay, maybe I'm confusing you guys right now, but like I'll tell you one simple example. Okay, whatever is listed in this page, you can see what is the first one which is coming from the before transformation. Okay, whoever don't understand the transformations, right, try to understand every transformation will have different kind of sections. For example, if you take a table, right, what you will have a columns, you will have a data types, you will have a precision, scale, even you will have the kind of an integrity constraints, everything in a table. In the same way here also, you are having port name. Instead of column name, I am calling it as a port name. Instead of like, of course, not like instead of, but like same thing, data type. Okay, so the same thing, and precision, same thing, scale. But additionally, you are going to have I, O, V, and expression. What does that mean? I denotes is an input port. Okay, in the first name, it is an input port. O denotes output port. V denotes variable port. If whatever is marked, right, so these kind of ports are marked, okay, for their respective action. Like what? First name, what kind of a port is this thing? Input port, means it is just coming. Okay, it's not marked for output port, means it's not going out. Even last name, it's not going out. Phone number, it's not going out. Gender, it's not going out. Age, it's not going out. Okay, sorry, age is going out because it's marked for input as well as the output. Now, how this name is going out? If you look at this name, right, what it is written, it's not an input port, means it's not coming from somewhere. It's only going out. But how it will go without bringing anything from the outside? The reason is this output port is having some kind of a logic. That logic you are doing in an expression editor. Okay, this expression is here, right? Here, this is called an editor. Normally, whatever is coming as a first name and last name, right? By using these two, I'm generating the name. Like I'm concatenating both of them. So if first name is A, last name is B, what I'm doing, I'm concatenating A space B. Ultimately, in the same name field, I'm getting the combination of these two fields. Same thing with the phone number also. Again, for the phone number also, I'm doing some kind of a mathematics here. Even gender also, I'm doing some kind of a mathematics again here. That is called a kind of an importance of this output ports. Maybe you will think of like what is a variable port then. Any questions in the input and output? Very, very important, guys. So just remember this thing.
Chaitanya, what it mean by variable port?
I'll come to that. First try to understand the output port. Okay, output port is clear, right? If
Yeah.
I want to do something, I will do that in an output port. Okay. If I don't have anything to do, then it will turn out like an input and output port. That's it. You are not having any logic. But if you have any logic, just do it in the output port. Okay. I'll come to your variable port.
So like if you want to edit anything or make changes.
Exactly. Whatever the logic, if you want to apply, right? Better you apply
Yeah.
in a output port.
Output.
Okay. Now, so what is it? Expression editor. I told you, whatever the logic you are going to write, right? You are going to write in the expression editor. So if you look at this example, right? So in the previous example, I do have like a gender. What is that logic I'm writing in the expression editor? What I'm writing is, so if the age, okay, decode is kind of a function. Okay. So in the expression editor, you do have like a lot of functions. If you look at this example, right? Or like this picture, can you see this thing? Character conversion, data cleansing, data, all these are different kind of functions. Okay. So maybe based on your experience, right, you will remember all these things. But excuse me, but at least for this example, right, here I'm using a decode function. So what is a decode function? It is just like an if and else function. Like if the age less than 20 is true, you are going to output like an LESSTHAN 20. This is what you're going to put it to the next transformation. If the age is greater than or equal to 20 and less than or equal to 29, so 20 to 29, like that, you're putting all the conditions. Okay, so every condition, whatever you are writing here, right, you are evaluating to true. If this is true, then send it out. This is true, send it out. Just like a switch statement, if you know any OOPS concepts. Okay, that's okay, even if you don't remember that one. But here, the decode function is used for that sake. Okay, instead of using a if else. Like this, even for the first name and last name also. Okay, basically what I'm doing, I'm concatenating both of them. First name, concatenation with the last name. So ultimately, the kind of a goal over here for you to understand, right? This editor is used. Okay, this editor is used to perform the logic or operation, whatever you're supposed to do on incoming record. Okay, and once again, I'm repeating, whatever that incoming record coming into the expression transformation, right, it's not going to increase nor decrease. Only instead of getting 20, what it will do, it will put like a less than 20. Instead of getting 20, 21 or 22 or 23, whatever it is, like below 29, it will put like a 22, 29. So whatever the record is coming based on the record, okay, so it's generating a different kind of a format. That's it. It's not increasing nor decreasing. So these are kind of different functions. Maybe you get in a doubt, why I need to use the functions? Because I told you already, right? So Informatica is an integration tool, and Informatica do perform a data validations. So what do you mean by validations? So if data coming in a different kind of a format, For example, whatever the data is from US, okay, basically they will send the data in a different kind of a format. The best example for that is in the US, they will write the dates in a MMDDYY format. But here we are going to write like a DDMMYY format. So that conversion is supposed to happen. And maybe the currency is in the kind of US dollars, but when it comes over here, it is going to be converted as in a rupees. So all this kind of a logics, how you are going to do that? All these business logics, right? So you can perform by using different functions. Maybe in some places, the date might be entering as in a character, but when you're taking into table, it won't allow the characters, right? You have to convert into a kind of a date format. So those are called conversion functions. Now, think about in a interview perspective. If anyone asks you, like, what is that expression transformation, what it will do? First thing you have to tell, expression is in a passive transformation, okay? And it is used to perform row level operations. Okay, so what does that mean, row level operations? So it is going to perform on the record by record based. Okay, it's not going to perform on the group of the records. No, it is only performing on the record by record. Okay, for example, a record is coming with the first name and last name. Only for that record, you are concatenating first name and last name and sending it out as employee number so and so, and employee name is a comma B instead of A in a separate column, B in a separate column. Okay, and maybe you can cleanse the data. For example, if I'm getting like a trailing spaces, okay, maybe you're trimming the spaces and you're sending the value out, okay, without any spaces. All these kind of operations you're supposed to explain with a real-time examples. So what are the real-time examples? You can say we use the expression transformation to convert the data types. So normally we used to get the dates, okay, in a kind of a flat file. I'm just giving a scenarios, guys. And what scenarios in the real time you're going to use? Normally, we used to get the flat files, okay, and that flat file is going to consist of the dates, but those dates are in a kind of a character format. What we used to do is like by using expression transformation, we used to convert into the dates. And we do handle so many logics by using expression transformation. And maybe I can say the complex logic what I used is kind of a classification of different subject areas. Okay, try to use the words, okay, which are related to the real time. Then how do you know those things? Try to see the different kind of projects, okay, whoever you know, right, or like who are working in a informatica side, try to understand, try to get into the project, or like try to see the documentation of that one, try to meet the people who are already working in the projects, okay, try to get the different kind of words. Now you're talking to me, so what I will say, I'm talking about the LOBs, line of businesses, okay, that is kind of a keyword, policies, okay, or a kind of an native data, okay, or like a kind of, all these kind of things, right? Try to make a note every day, even when I'm talking numbers, to explain any kind of a concept. Okay, then only you will get the feel of real time. Or else, simply if you are saying, hey, expression transformation, active transformation, it is used to perform the logic, it doesn't make any sense. So you need to tell in such a way, expression transformation is a passive transformation. It is used to perform the row level operations. So in the last project also, we use this expression transformation extensively to perform the row level operations. Like we did like converted the dates into, from the string format to date format. Even we use this one to perform like a complex logics like data conversions. So the way of explaining should need to be tweaked. Okay, so don't go with the bookish level. Always better go with the kind of a real-time experience level. So that's the reason I'm giving the form every day. Try to submit that forms with the 7 different kind of explanations. Okay, so in at least like one explanation, right? You have to use different kind of wordings. Okay, you can Google it or whatever it is. For a given one statement, for one expression transformation, try to get 7 different views, 7 different kind of answers. Okay, so then definitely you can make it success. Now, variable ports. What is a variable port? I told you an example, right? So if you want to repeat use of like a deriving the functions, okay, basically you are going to use that variable ports, or maybe you can call it as variables. In this example, what I'm doing is I supposed to use the kind of a month, okay, the kind of a month. But from my source, I am not getting any month. What I'm getting, I'm only getting the date. Okay, if you look at this example, right, Okay, what is this example? I am having date entered that is coming as an input port. So that is only coming from incoming as an incoming value. Quantity, okay, this is only the one which is coming from the my source. Price, this is only coming from my source. And discount. Rest of all are like I only derived these things. Sorry. Okay. So whatever is coming or whatever is checked for I, only these things are coming from the previous transformation or source. The rest of all are O and V, I derived it. Okay, why I derived it? Maybe you might have understand the output port. Okay, but now what is this variable port is doing here? Think in this way. I got only date entered. Guys, are you able to hear me? Because I got some notes.
Yes.
Okay. From my source, I got my date, just a date. Okay, but I need to derive so many logics like Q1 sales, Q2 sales, Q3 sales, Q4 sales. To understand this thing or to perform this operation, what I have to do, first of all, I need to understand what is that month which is coming in. Right. If I don't know the month, right, I cannot derive this logic. But if, to get that month, what is the function?
Your voice is breaking.
Get date pot is a function. So, and to derive the Q1 sales, my voice is breaking.
Yeah.
Yes, it's breaking up.
Okay. Just a second, guys. Okay, is this fine now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, even I connected to the. That's okay. Now, what I was saying, so what is the necessity of using this variable port? If you look at this logic, right? So to derive the Q1 sales, right? So what I'm doing, I'm using this month, okay? But like how month is derived? Is it coming from your input? No, it is, you have to derive this month logic. And I'm using this month in multiple places. Month equal to 1, month equal to 2, month equal to 3. What exactly that means? I have to write the same logic like 3 times over here and over here 3 times, 3 times, 3 times. How many times it's going to be calculated? If you are the processor, how many times you have to do? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Almost like 12 times you are doing the same logic what I mentioned here. Instead of that, what I will do, I'll do this logic only one time. And I'll store that in the month field. Whatever the value is coming, right? Just I will do one time and I'll store over here and use it like a when, how many times you want. So basically, this is what going to simplify the life of a developer, at the same time simplify the life of a integration service also. You got it, right? So what exactly I'm doing? First, I'm deriving the logic and I'm getting that value. I'm using it somewhere else. Any questions on this one, guys?
So calculating quarterly example, quarterly data. We are keeping that formula over there for permanently for next usage.
సరేలే నవాజే కదా ఉంటాడు కదా శాంపుల్ తీసుకుంటాం.
Yes, can you go in the mute who are not asking the questions? Oh, can you come again? The question?
You are using this formula, right, for 3 months.
Right.
But instead of using 3 to 4 times, once you use that after getting a value, you update in a month place.
Right.
So we can use that formula for whenever we want.
See, that's what I'm saying, right? In this scenario, how many times you have to use that formula? Think.
3 times, 4
1,
times.
2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And assume to run this logic, right? Or to get date pot, date entered assume you need like a maybe 1 minute of time.
Yes.
Is it good to do that in 1 minute or 12 minutes?
1 minute.
1 minute only, right?
Yes.
So why we have to stress on the integration service?
Okay.
And that is only for one record, guys. Very, very important. Whatever I explained for one record only. What if you are getting 1 billion records? How much time you are saving? Just think about that. Okay, it's not only like getting the logic. You have to think about like performance, because your guys all are working in a data warehousing projects. Performance is a key thing. Now, this is one of the best example. What is a performance tuning you did? Okay, as part of your maybe your project, you can tell this one. Instead of using like basically we used to have a kind of the policy premium discount, and that discount we derived in the variable port and we used in multiple places. So these kind of examples will fetch you, okay, they kind of trust, okay, in during the interview time. Just you can say whoever developed this mapping, right? Like they developed with a kind of they, instead of using a variable port, they use that logic everywhere. And whenever it's running with a huge volume of the amount of data, then we are facing a lot of issues. That's the reason, like as I was working in the production support, we found it and we changed it. That's one of the scenario, right? To explain in interviews. Make sense? Every concept, whatever we are discussing here, okay, try to put it in a realistic way. Okay, and linking with your project. That's the reason I told you, if you remember or not, before starting of second month onwards, you're supposed to read out your resume first. The resume has to be in your brain. Whatever you are learning, right, it has to link up with your resume project. Then you can put your resume in an excellent way. Anyway, any questions, guys? The next thing, this is very, very important. Now, in the previous example, you have seen, okay, like there are input ports, output ports, variable ports. Then what is the order? What is the order? How the Informatica will process these things? Very, very important, even in the development perspective. Okay, first Informatica, will it read like all input ports, or will it read like all output ports, or will it read like all variable ports? First, it will read all input ports. Then it will read all variable ports. Then only it will go for the output ports. Okay. Very, very, very important concept. Remember, it's not like an input, output, and variable. The way it executes is first input, then it will go and perform the operation on variable port, then output. Maybe you will get a question why. The question and the answer for that is because variable ports are kind of temporary ports. Before going to the output, first you need to derive this thing. Then only take that value and put it in the output. That's the reason always input, variable, output. Okay. Always variables, right? So if it is a numerical part, okay, for example, it's this here in this example, it's declared as an integer, right? Always it is going to be a kind of a 0 by default, and strings are a kind of a blank. Okay. Anyway, we'll see this thing in the expression editor, right? You do have like a kind of a validation. Whatever you do, you can validate there itself. Okay, you can make sure whatever the logic you are writing there, right, it's properly written. Okay, that is what you can do in the expression editor validation part. Any questions, guys? An expression. Once again, I'm repeating an expression transformation. Expression transformation is a passive transformation which is used to perform row level operations. And the best example for the row level operations is like a data concatenation and cleansing, and maybe a cleansing instance like removing the trailing spaces, and a kind of a conversions. We do have like a lot of functions as part of the expression transformation. And the key thing you need to note here is a kind of a ports. Okay, only the expression transformation you do have like a specific port like variable port, and the variable port is going to be used to simplify your effort as well as integration service effort. Okay, and the most important thing, the order of processing the ports, okay, is the input, variable port, and output port. That's how it's going to be processed. Clear, right, guys? Any questions on this one? Now, filter transformation. With the name itself, you can say filter transformation is going to be used, okay, to filter out the records. Okay, and by this description, you can easily say whether it's an active or passive. In the name itself, it says like you are filtering the records. Means if I'm getting 10 records, okay, from the source, you are only delivering 5 records or 6 records. Ultimately, you are changing the number, right? Mm-hmm.
Active.
Pardon?
Nothing.
Is, no, is there any breakage in my voice? Nothing, right?
Yeah,
no,
sometime
it's clear.
Oh, even now it's breaking up.
no, now it's fine. Before that, it's something.
Yeah. I changed my internet connection. After that, hopefully from last 5 minutes, you're not getting anything, right?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, fine. So ultimately, with the name itself, you can say filter is an active transformation, but you have to remember few points here. Okay, try to compare with the source qualifier. Even source qualifier also, you do have a filter option, right? You can filter the records. Then why we need to use a filter transformation? What is the next step of this? Any thoughts? When I'm having a source qualifier, why I need to use a filter transformation explicitly? Guys, any think, use your brain.
And to get accurate data from so
No,
and
no.
so number to so
No.
and so.
What I'm saying is you can do the same thing by using source qualifier also, right?
Yeah.
Then why I need a filter then? Think for 5 seconds at least. Okay, fine. The reason is source qualifier transformation is only applicable for relational objects to perform the filter. For flat files, I cannot do the filter in source qualifier transformation. That is the first point. Second point, source qualifier transformation is only available next to the source. Later part of your mapping, right? I cannot use the source qualifier anywhere. For example, I derived like maybe the bonus, okay, by using my expression transformation. If an employee like who is like in a certain position, his bonus is this thing, and his bonus is this thing, and his bonus is this thing. After deriving that, I want to filter the records, not in like source qualifier. Means in the middle of the mapping, I want to filter the records. Then I have to go with the explicitly with the filter transformation. Okay, clear, right? Very important. People might ask this question. Instead of having a source qualifier for a relational objects, why I need to use this one? So you should say that in the middle of the mapping, if I need to filter out any records, right, then definitely I have to go with a new transformation or like a different kind of a transformation other than source qualifier, because source qualifier cannot be used in the middle of the mapping. Always remember, if I don't mention any filter condition, then what is going to do? Basically, it's going to evaluate to true. Means whatever is coming, just it will simply pass because you didn't put any condition. I always consider whatever is coming as a kind of a true value. Clear, right? Any other questions? Filter is a pretty much simple mapping. Okay, you don't have to worry much. Now, I'll give a scenario. Okay. For example, my business is spread across maybe 100 countries. Okay, 100 countries. But my business is same in all 100 countries. Ultimately, if I'm getting a sales information, right? Okay, so the structure like sale ID and sale type and sale income and total sales. Okay, this is what my data. And I need to place this data into a data warehouse. But one problem is here. I do have that this data from because every country is sending me one file. Okay, every country is sending me one file. But do I need to build like all 100 mappings for each country? Because my file structure is same. Then why I have to build like 100 mappings, 100 sessions, 100 workflows? Do I have any other solution? Yes, that is called indirect load. Okay, so there are two types of loads. One is direct load and indirect load. So in the indirect load, what is going to happen is, so you're going to have the different number of files in a same format. Means the structure of those files is same. In this scenario, you are going to with indirect load, or the same concept you're going to call it as a file lists. Means even if I'm getting 100 files or 2000 files or 5000 files, if all the file structure is same, I can use the same structure as a separate file. Okay, and how many number of files I'm getting, I'll maintain the list of those files and their path. Okay, where exactly those files are located, right? In a separate file. Ultimately, to process these 100 files, I need to have two different kind of files. One is the structure file and other one is the file list. Okay, file list means the list of the files exactly where they're residing along with the path. How many of you understand this point? In my example, okay, maybe I mentioned 100, but in this example, he's getting 3 files. One is from the east side, Midwest side, and Canada side. Okay, he's getting the kind of data from these 3 regions. Then instead of processing these 3 regions separately, what I'm saying, place all these files in one separate file where you mention this data, like d:\data/eastern trans.txt, like that. Mention all these parts in one single file and maintain the structure in a separate file. Okay, clear, right? Any questions on this one? Workflow scheduler, for now, you can leave it. Okay, maybe we'll talk about this later. Now, this is what the next lab, customer central, east, west. Okay, we're supposed to load into the stage customers. Maybe now I need your help, Satya.
Chaitanya,
Uh-huh.
so you like instead of using 3 files, you said just now, example you said using 3 different files, we can load in one file by keeping a different path.
Mm-hmm.
So by taking the source tool, creating all files in one table and giving them path, right?
No, creating a file with the file directories and paths.
Yeah.
Okay, that is one file. And that file only I'm using as my source. And there is another file to build the structure. That file you can use any one of the file because structure is same.
Yeah, one structure file is different where you can see everything. But
Right.
for the different regions, you will give a path for different.
Right. For different regions, right? Or maybe you can call it as in different files. You are bringing all those paths and putting it in one file.
Like a file list.
Right. Yeah, we are calling it as in a file list.
Okay.
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 Yeah. Okay. Satya, is your internet is improved now? The connectivity?
Yeah, can I have the access?
Yes. Okay. Can you give me the control after sharing? Now, okay. So see, every day I'll try to show you some shortcuts. Okay. So try to remember that because we cannot explain, or this is not a concept, it's only shortcut. Okay. So what I'm doing is arrange all iconic so that all these big boxes will turn into a small icons. Now, so this mapping, what Satya is trying to build from our previous lab, where he's having a struggle on converting the file, but maybe it's my bad. The file do have some problem. Okay, but anyway, so we'll try to see how to process that file now. And Satya, where is that file?
Hello.
Yes, Satya.
Here only. That the promotions one. Shit, the flat file you're asking about, right?
Right.
No, yeah, that is the.
So first try to understand what kind of a file is this. Then we'll see what to do with this. See, this is how this file, guys. Okay. So what I can feel, there are no commas, nothing, right? So now try to understand. There are two concepts in the file format. One is comma delimited and other one is fixed width. Okay. This file is a fixed width file. That means each and every lane you can see, or like each and every field, you're having some space. The space is fixed. Okay. So you just try to observe 120 on Memorial Day, 125 on Fleet. the kind of a distance is kind of a same. But there is one problem with this file. The problem is the space. The last lane is having some problem. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to fix or remove that space. Okay, that is what the problem in this file. Okay, this is one of the best example how to deal with the kind of wrong files. But in the real time, will you able to do like this? No. What you have to do in the real time, if in case of these scenarios, right, normally you will ask your source team to send the right file. Okay, personally, you are not going to do anything. You will ask them to do a kind of a check from their end. If they are approve, then only you are going to do it. Okay, so that's the reason never ever touch the source things. Okay, unless your business is telling you to do that. Because even business cannot do anything. So if you're every day you are getting the same space, right? What they will do every day, they cannot edit it, right? What they will ask you, like remove all the trailing spaces or like a kind of an unformatted things. Then you have to write a script or something to do this activity in a automated way. Because every day you will not manually open the file and do this thing. Either you will write a script, okay, to perform this action, or you will try to get it done by the client team. Okay, because once the jobs move into the production, right, you will not do this manual activities. Your job is only to monitor. Okay, but there are chances you might need to do, but there's only very, very rare situations, not every day. Is this part is clear, guys? What I did right now? First thing is you need to understand it's a fixed width file. Okay, there's a different process to bring into Informatica. And second thing is, in case of any discrepancies with your file formats, right? Okay, you are responsible to send it back to the source team. Based on the source team's decision, you might need to react. But you cannot take any decision from your end directly, at least on the source side. Now, first thing is, I need to bring that fixed width file. Till now, whatever we brought is a comma delimited file, if you observe. Now I'm trying to bring fixed width file. If I don't want to see anything on the source analyzer, right click and just clear all. And don't delete. Okay, if you delete, it will be completely delete from your folders itself. If you clear all, just it only remove this from this canvas. That's it. Now I'm trying to bring that source. Now there are two options, right? Last time we selected delimited because there is a comma delimited. Now it's a fixed width file. And are there any kind of any field names for this one? No, no field names. So you cannot select this option. The problem is if you select this option, right, the first record is gone. See. Okay, because there are no headers in this file. So better uncheck this one. Click on next. And what is this file, guys? What is the file name of this one? Any idea what is that file name? Promotions, right?
Yeah,
Now-
promotions, Chaitanya.
Yes,
Yeah.
promotions.
So now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to give the proper name for this one. Because there are no headers in this one. Promotion ID. Okay, and even I'm trying to set it up like a proper format, or like maybe you can consider like a proper data types. Okay, so right now I'm leaving it as a text only. Okay, so or even you can do with the numeric if you clearly know about the data. Okay, now field one is done, but there is some problem. I missed something here. Yeah, this is the one I missed. Once again, I'm going back. Not to confuse you, I'm starting from scratch. I selected as a fixed width. I didn't select the import field names just to make sure this file name sorry, this file is not having any headers, right? So that's the reason I didn't select this thing. Next, clicking on next. Here you need to assign the length. Okay, just click where exactly the first port ends. Okay, so just check it out. If you are having like multiple records, right, you have to analyze how many spaces is coming. Now you have to put a this arrow over there. Just click over there. That's it. And even for this one, I am putting like another arrow. If you want to remove the arrow, just double click on that one. Okay, I'm just placing the arrow in the edge. Of course, even I can leave it, but that's okay. Because, oh, I have to leave it. I mean, I need to. I think we missed, there are like a few more things over here. Okay, and there is another field also, like some seasonal or something. And there is another field like some dates, right? So you need to have a clear picture. What is this data? You'll understand only when you open that file and understand the kind of an each and every record. See, if you look at this, right? DD, sorry, MMDD, YYYY, HH, MMSS. It's a kind of a timestamp format normally. Remember these words, guys. Timestamp format. Date format is different and timestamp format is different. Whenever I'm saying timestamp, it is including of like the hours, minutes, seconds, even sometimes milliseconds. And again, I'm putting arrow here. Close to the zeros. And finally, putting one more arrow here. Okay. So you need to understand where exactly the data part is ending. Okay. And based on that, I'm splitting it. Now click on next. So there are like so many fields are here. I cannot write like all for all these fields, just like maybe for the field 2, I'll write it. Maybe if you want, you can do it on your machine. Promote description. Okay, now finish. Now I got my file. If I want to see what exactly there in my file, even I can do like that. Right click, preview data. It will show you. Okay, when you select that file and point that to the location where your file is. Can you help me here? Where is your file in downloads or?
Yeah, in download share.
Click on open. Now try to see. Okay, promotion ID, promotion description, and the field 3. Some data. Okay, like that, every field is having data or not. That is what you have to validate here. So here, field 3, I don't see any data in field 4 and field 5, field 6. Maybe in reality also you don't have data.
Timestamp is there, right?
Right, timestamp is there, even other values also there. Look at this. This is how your data. After seasonal, right? So basically the timestamps are coming, then 0 and then 0. Now let's go back. Show your Informatica. That means, see, there is some problem. This data is not properly aligned to your structure. Okay. Now let me confirm even this one too. See, entire thing is coming over here. Can you see this thing? Our entire thing is coming into the field 3 only. So there is some problem in your import. Now let's see what is that problem. How I'm going to do that? I have to re-import this thing because you already imported one wrong structure. How? Now I'm deleting it. I'm not cleaning it. Okay. Yes. Save it. Now it's gone. Now try to bring it again. This time I'm doing a little bit fast. Of course, the system is not allowing me. Okay. Sorry, guys. It's taking time. Is a problem only to me, Satya, or like even when I click on this thing, nothing is happening. It's coming very slow, I think.
I think I have a net issue, Chaitanya. That is the reason why I think it was slow.
Yeah. Can you click after 110 from your side?
Well, here.
Yeah. Just click after 110. Yes. Just click there. One mouse click. Only one. Yes. Now just move towards right. Okay. After like a seasons. No. After season. That's okay. Yeah. But like come down if you are yeah, even close to that 01. Close to that 01. That's okay. Leave it. No, not like that. Yeah. Down, no, double click. Yeah. Now, you can see like in the middle of 03. Yeah, 00 and 03. Yes. Right. No. Yeah. Now, yes, somewhere there. Yeah, somewhere in the middle. Now, somewhere in the middle. Yes. Now click on next.
Yeah, no, I think it's okay.
Yeah, here it's showing fine. That's okay. Leave it. No need to. Just leave it. You can do it later. No, but like at least put something. You removed it. Click on finish. Now right click. I'm assuming maybe we are pointing to a wrong file. That is what I'm suspecting. That's okay. We'll see it now. Right click preview data. Right click on the blue green color one. Yes. Preview data. Need to point to the right one.
Yeah, it is the right one. Promotion the path.
Yeah, because we corrected that thing, right? So after correcting is the same one we are pointing. That's okay. Click on open. Yeah, now it looks good. Okay. So now click on, that's okay, because there are a lot of spaces. Close.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you got your source. This is clear, right?
Yeah,
Now
sir.
you can do your mapping as it is, whatever you're doing like in normal mapping. The only thing is what you have to understand here. Here we are bringing two flows. Okay. This promotions is going to come here, the same mapping. And you're going to bring that stage promotions. Okay, you don't have the table, right? You have to go to the target designer and maybe whoever didn't attend the first class, right? So for sources, we have to work on source. For targets, you have to work on the targets, guys. Now I'm trying to bring the target. Okay, now I have my source. Now I'm bringing my target. Okay, now my responsibility is to connect both of them. It's very difficult because you don't have any kind of a proper descriptions, but still I'm trying to connect it. But now you will face a problem because here it's a date, start date and expiry date. But these things, field 4 and field 5 actually dates. Okay, we observe this is the timestamps, right? But when it comes to here, it's a date, but here it's a string. We have to convert by using a expression transformation. Okay, now I am bringing in expression transformation. And this is what the shortcut to bring the expression transformation. Okay, if you don't remember the shortcuts, how you are going to get it? Go to transformation menu and click on create. Here you can get like all the transformations, whatever you want. For example, now I want like a expression transformation. And you might get like a thought like how we'll remember all these things. Don't worry. If you do like a maybe 30 to 40 mappings, right? Everything will be handy. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is conversion. Always expression will start with the exp. And it's not a mandatory to use the same wordings, but expression underscore exp underscore conversion. Yeah, what I'm saying. So it's not now it's mandatory to use the same kind of the wordings. You can use any word, but make sure it's kind of a meaningful thing. Now I'm removing the duplicate one, the expression, because I show you two ways. One is with the shortcut, one is with like this. Now, now I'm trying to bring all these field names from here to here into expression transformation. Sorry guys, today I'm taking extra time because my intention is just finish like a basic example of expression. Now, promo code, the first one is promo code. I completely agree with that because I saw in the data. Second one is a description. I did see this thing. And from the third one onwards, because there are a lot of trailing spaces, there are so many things I have to clean up. Now, what I'm trying to do is instead of field 3, this field 3 is defined as an input and output. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to derive a new port called output port. That what I'm saying is I'm gonna create a new port. So this is what the kind of a property, or you can call it as a button, whatever it is. What I'm trying to do here now, I'm trying to create a kind of a new field. I'm calling it as a promo type. Promo. Oh, come on. Okay, I typed promo almost 10 seconds back.
You want me to do that?
Yes, please. Type promo, PROMO_type.
Chaitanya, I think the promo type is the second one, I guess. Yesterday, I studied about this flat file. So
That's okay, guys. So it's just an example, right?
I think this is the promo type.
No. There is a description.
This
Promo
is
description. The
this
third
the
one is a promo type.
Okay.
Now, see the field 3 is how much? What is the precision? 51. Even this supposed to be 51. Okay, make sure even the precision is 51. Just select that and type 51. That's okay. Yeah. Now, this is not an input port, right? This is only output port, right? In the promo type, okay, just click on promo type. Now you are in an expression editor. When you click on the down arrow, you will go into the editor. This is what the editor is called. Now, remove that prototype, promo type. Now, go to your formula, all functions. In the left side, you can see like all functions, right? Expanded. Now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to remove the spaces, trailing spaces. There are two functions, trim functions, right? So as I already use this, I'm having like a handy, but if you really want to search, right? Maybe you can search in Google or like search these functions. Wherever, like, do you see any kind of a trimming functions? Okay, so now you don't see any trim, right? So normally you will have like a L trim and R trim. So don't directly go with the alphabetical order. Try to search like other functions also. Or you can directly type L trim.
I have this L trim function.
Right, click on that. Now R trim. Even I'm doing like a right side also I'm trimming. Just type R trim.
Here?
Yeah. No, in the braces only.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not, the syntax is wrong. Remove that the closing braces after L trim. Closing one. Perfect. Now in the R trim, you have to mention that port. What is that port which is coming from source? Field 3.
Field 3.
Okay. Now click in middle of that braces, R trim. No, not there. Not there. Just click over there. Okay, let me try. Okay, here I need to use that. What is that port name? The ports, all ports are available here. Okay, and this is a field 3. Now check for the syntax. Now you'll get an error. I'll tell you why. The reason is the syntax is not correct. You open that L trim braces, but you didn't close it.
It's need to close the brace.
Yeah. So that is what a kind of an editor, okay, where you can validate your logic. So whatever the logic you are putting in, is it correct or wrong? Here itself you can validate. Okay. Now this is done. This is one type of function. Okay. Now it's output port. Maybe variable port we'll discuss later, but for now we are trying to understand the kind of other functions. So next thing is variable port. Let me see a new one here also. That is start date. Now I mistakenly placed this after field 5. It has to come after field 4. Okay, this is like up and down. Here, what I'm doing, start underscore date. Basically, what I have to derive this, I have to derive this as in a date. Okay, and again, same thing. So now, what kind of function I have to use?
Date.
Right. Okay, so I'm removing this start date. Now it's called conversion functions. Okay, all the conversions functions will be here. Like to date, whatever is coming, right? So I'm trying to use the to date function. So for which port? Field 4. In what format? mm
MMDDYY.
dd. Come on. Y. Sorry. Okay, now try to validate. Is it going to be validate or not? So what exactly this function is doing? Okay, now you got some error, maybe for some reason. Okay, now think about what is that error and am I doing correct or wrong? Okay, for how you are going to get to know that whether you're doing right or wrong, because Informatica will tell you when you select this function, right, in the bottom you can see to date. What is the format? Character as a character. The first one should be character, and next one is format as char. That is this one. The format has to be there. MMDDYYYY or whatever the format you have. Okay, so even it will help you to derive that logic. Now, for field 5 also, I have to do the same thing, guys. Because even there is a expiry date. Have you ever watched Utopia movie? If you don't
No,
watch that,
Chaitanya.
oh, did you watch that movie?
No, Chaitanya.
Yeah, there will be a sloth in that movie. The way it will work, your machine is working the same way. That's a kids movie. It's a very hilarious movie. Even to put a stamp, right? So the way the director narrated that is very funny. Anyway, if you watch that, you'll understand. What I'm doing now. Same thing. To date. Field 5. DD. Y. Come on. I need to blame Veera Babu. Today is supposed to fix it, but no. Come on. That's okay, guys. I think I took a lot of time. 9-6. Trust
Let
me.
me do it.
Yeah, please do it. Validate it.
Right.
You have to validate it.
Yeah, I already did it.
Yeah, maybe it's
What's
just
up?
like we are in two different planets and talking.
Yeah, I'm sorry
Okay.
for my net issue.
No, it's not your issue. It's basically
So
my problem.
what
Yeah.
you want me to create?
That's okay. Leave those parts, guys. Even it's coming decimal, that's okay. Leave as it is. Click on apply. Now I would like to show you one. Whatever is output port, right? We are going to connect only those ports to the next target. Okay. Click on apply. Okay. Okay. Now, see, whatever is coming as an input port, right? We are not going to select that. Whatever is we derived promo type, just connect that promo type to promo type, start date to start date, expiry date to expiry date, field 6 to promo cost, and field 7 to discount. The reason for that is because we derived in the middle of the mapping. Okay, the purpose is different, right? Because whatever is coming from source is not able to use. Okay, it's not in a usable state. We are deriving as part of the output ports, and then we are using them to bring the data into target. Okay, guys, so this is the way you have to do. Okay, maybe I'll stop it here. And the rest of thing is same, creating a session and everything. Okay, there won't be any change even in the fixed width or like a comma delimiter. Okay, so tomorrow morning, we will try to go with like expression transformation with the lab, whatever is dedicated for this one. Any questions, team? And Vinita, I know you don't know like what exactly happening next. Okay, so maybe I'll discuss with you tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Okay, the next part is like execution part. But the
Okay.
way we are going, right?
Tomorrow
The
at
speed.
what time, Chaitanya, the class will start?
I'm sorry.
Tomorrow at what time the class will start?
8 o'clock. Everyone is okay with 8 o'clock, right? So we'll go with 8 o'clock, except you.
Yeah, I'll join at 8 o'clock, but I'll try to manage somewhat.
Yeah. So maybe I'll give it a try at any cost tonight to install that informatic on my machine itself. My machine is not supporting, I don't know why. Maybe I have to change my machine. Okay. Any other questions, team?
No issue.
Okay. Hey, Vamshi, can you call me once after this call?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thanks, Chaitanya.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
I'll share my mail ID in the group itself.